Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is July 23rd, Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. We're going to be trying out a multi-format video today, talking about a bunch of other stuff. Just kind of some things that are small and floating around that I can just jam-pack into one video. Let me know what you guys think about this format. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at AugieRFC. Let's get into it. Now, as you guys know, nobody ever really leaves the internet. People claim to leave the internet, but they still kind of crawl around and pay attention to what's going on. I think Leafy might be the only case of somebody who actually left the internet. If you guys think Creepshow Art left the internet, you are mistaken, all right? Because even though she got canceled in the worst way I think I've ever seen, period. In fact, I think she is the, I think she lost the most amount of subs for a channel her size when she got canceled for her drama with the lol cow situation and then the Emily Artful video. And even though I have my criticisms of the Emily Artful video, I think for the most part, Creepshow is probably a pretty shady person. I didn't really know her too well. She came on my show a few times. She did a debate on my show against Unirock, actually. She was a pretty prevalent part of the Chris Hansen story, which is kind of funny because it relates to a story we'll be talking about a little bit later. But you can see right here, she lost a shitload of subs. I mean, she had 500K subs, 504K, I believe, at the peak. And she lost like over 25% of that at least. And she's still losing subs every other day. I mean, she's losing 1,000 subs. People still remember the controversy, even though it was only a month old. But she's still crawling around. My friend Nick Diorio dropped a very stunning revelation on the Half-Baked podcast. And it's actually something that even I myself wasn't aware of, even though I talked to Nick. I didn't know about this. This is brand new news to me. Take a listen right here.
Oh god, do you want me to leak something on this podcast that I shouldn't leak?
Obviously.
Go for it.
I can't say what YouTuber it is, but I really, you know what? There's not really a way I can get around it. I don't really care.
Just do it. Just go.
Maybe we'll cut it later, but like fucking Gabbie Hanna told me that fucking Creepshow Art just hit her up a couple days ago from like a random phone number or whatever and said, you need to make a video on Ready to Glare.
Whoa. Why?
Nice.
Ready to Glare. Why?
Because Ready to Glare like disowned her publicly. So apparently she's such a psycho bitch. She's still trying to get even behind the scenes.
Dude, I just
that's the rumor. I don't know.
That's too
I might
good.
get in trouble for saying that, but I can't not.
So if you're confused on what exactly we're talking about, Ready to Glare is another YouTuber. I'm not too familiar with her. I think she's like a tea YouTuber or something, but she was a friend of Creepshow's, and obviously she had made a video on Creepshow sort of addressing the situation because a lot of people that were friends of Creepshow sort of felt the need to make their own videos clarifying in a similar fashion to how, you know, when John Swan got shit on for lying or whatever, you know, I made my stream just kind of addressing it because I feel like it'd be kind of weird not to address it. So she basically made a video talking about the situation, basically disowning Creepshow, and apparently Creepshow is still crawling around talking to Gabbie Hanna of all people on a burner phone number. What? Saying that Gabbie Hanna needs to drop a nuke on Ready to Glare? Why? How would that even be effective? Like, Gabbie Hanna, as we all know, doesn't have the best reputation on YouTube, deservedly or undeservedly. She's not doing too great in the court of public opinion. So I don't really know how in Creepshow's mind Gabbie Hanna making a video on Ready to Glare, that would I don't know how that would help her out in any way. It feels like if that were to happen, everybody would just shit on Gabbie Hanna more and Ready to Glare would just be unaffected. It would probably help her, if anything. It would probably give more hits to her channel, more views for her. It would probably benefit her if that were to happen. So I guess she really is a psycho bitch. I mean, I don't really know. I reached out to Creepshow Art, by the way, and asked her if she wanted to come on my show as sort of a neutral platform. I knew she wouldn't accept. Shortly after I messaged her, she seems to have deleted her Discord account because I can't find any trace of it left. I tried to type in my search bar on Discord like Creepshow Art and nothing shows up. So maybe she changed her name or something. I don't know. But she's kind of, she appears to be AFK, but well, we see her still crawling around. Very funny stuff. So in other funny news and in somewhat related news, it's a bit of a tea topic here. Today's tea day, I suppose, as I sit here and drink my coffee. But the Onision investigation, apparently, we have discovered, credit to Nick Diorio again here, who's kind of just, feeding the community stories right now. The Onision situation, and this is something we talked a little bit about in the podcast last night, as of June 23rd, 2020, over a year ago, 13 months ago, apparently was dropped. As it says right here in the synopsis, allegations of sexual assault were investigated. No evidence of a crime was found, and the entire document was released. You can take a look at it on Nick's Twitter right about here. We could sit here and read the whole thing. I read some of it a little bit last night, but really all you need to know was that the allegations of sexual assault, there was nothing found. And a lot of confused anti-Os came out and were like, hey, wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean there was no crime that was committed? Huh? What's going on here? Well, unfortunately, grooming is not considered a crime in the US. And even if you think about it logically, it would be extremely difficult to define. So they couldn't get them for grooming. They had to get them for something else. But unfortunately, nothing, at least in terms of sexual assault, was found. Well, I guess that is fortunate if you think about it, because, if there was no sexual assault, that means one less person got sexually assaulted. I don't know, dude. All I know is that a bunch of anti-Os are mad as fuck that Onision is not going to jail. Now, I don't like Onision. I think he is a complete degenerate. I also think a lot of the people in the anti-O fan club are degenerates themselves. And this is evidenced by the call log that was leaked last night. The anti-Os, we took a listen to them frantically calling the police to try to swat Onision. I don't care morally if Onision gets swatted. I think he's disgusting. I don't really care too much if poor old Greg gets swatted. That's not condoning it. Obviously, don't do that. You're fucking stupid. You'll probably end up on a list, and you deserve to be put on a list if you try to swat anybody, even Onision. But I'm just saying, like, morally, I don't really care about Onision getting swatted. However, the calls of people attempting to swat him are hilarious because these people are completely and utterly dysfunctional. Last night, we listened to one call in particular where a guy attempted to pretend to be Greg, saying that he had hostages, only to get hung up on, only to recall the non-emergency line and say that actually he had hostages and he was in Greg's house without Greg knowing that he was in his house, and he was going to murder hostages himself if he wasn't given $10 million, all right? So we have a situation here where one of the people that tried to call Onision tried to call the non-emergency line to try to get Onision, to try to get cops to bust into his house over an attempted swatting. The guy ended up confessing his own lie to the phone operator and saying that actually he was going to kill hostages. Obviously not the case, but my God, it was one of the worst swatting calls I think I've ever listened to in my life. And if you guys are extremely curious, I think I'll be tossing up the clip of just us listening to that call in particular later tonight on this channel. So stick around if you want to see that one. But I mean, this investigation brings the question, all right? If the Onision case has been shut down since June, shouldn't this have been information that we were all aware of before, a TV documentary was made under the pretense that more eyes on the Onision story would help the victims get justice faster, which doesn't make any sense anyway, but like, wasn't this documentary that was made for TV supposed to do some sort of change or some sort of, or invoke some sort of justice? Obviously, that's not the case. Obviously, this documentary was made to fill the wallets of Chris Hansen and everybody else that was a part of this shit show. As a reminder, this documentary featured the victims' stories against their consent, which is ironic considering we're talking about Onision here. Chris Hansen has been completely MIA since this news came out. His Twitter feed has nothing to do with Onision, and his YouTube channel, well, boy, he's got the big scoops over here. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hansen is exposing the YouTuber With a Wonder, who was kicked off Twitch for allegedly inappropriately contacting minors, as well as countless videos in which he expressed a desire to date underage females. Sounds like a big scoop. Let's see who this guy is. With a Wonder. Oh. His last video has 95 views. Now, I'm not saying that his channel getting a lower amount of views makes the situation any less serious, but I mean, come on now. Is this guy, look at this fat piece of shit. Is this guy really the priority over here, Chris? Shouldn't you be talking about the story that made you on YouTube, Onision? Aren't you gonna update your fans on the big scoop and you know, address what the hell is going on here? I thought you were telling us after June 23rd that there was still an active investigation and that justice would be served, all right? I thought you were telling us big things were going to happen to Onision. What's the big deal here? What's with the silence, all right? Chris Hansen, where are you at? What's going on, buddy? What's happening? Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about do it for today. My name is Augie RFC. Again, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Augie RFC. Also, check out our members podcast. If you are a member of this channel, you can join the 200 in the exclusive club that get to watch Spilled Milk, or you can check out the free clip on YouTube to just get a little taste of what you're missing on. We posted a podcast yesterday, RFC After Hours, episode 287, if you want to watch that. Again, subscribe to this channel for daily news videos and daily live streams. I'm back and I'm killing it as usual, so you don't want to miss it, all right? Anyway, I'll see you guys later.